surprising truth. The most luxurious backyards often skip grass entirely. Without mowing, watering, and muddy patches, you gain room for sculptural paths, generous seating, and year-round texture. Today on Luxury Home Decor, we're exploring no-grass landscaping that feels curated, tranquil, and effortless. Whether your space is a compact patio or a sprawling courtyard, these ideas deliver high impact with low upkeep. Settle in and discover layouts, materials, and styling moves that transform any backyard beautifully. Start with purpose. Decide how the backyard should behave. Lounge, dine, play, grow herbs, or host movie nights. When function leads, style follows naturally. Sketch zones with simple shapes. Rectangles for dining, circles for chat, and ribbon-like paths for discovery. Skip lawn by using hardscape as your canvas and plants as expressive brushstrokes. This mindset keeps beauty consistent across seasons, reduces maintenance dramatically, and invites people outside far more often for relaxed, intentional moments. Choose a cohesive palette before hunting for materials. Think in 3 families: base neutrals, accent tones, and metals. Stone grays or warm beiges ground the scene. Charcoal, terracotta, or olive supply accents. Black, bronze, or brushed steel unify fixtures. In grass-free yards, surfaces dominate, so undertones must agree. When pavers, gravel, timber, and pottery whisper the same hue story, the backyard reads calm, contemporary, and expensive, even if the materials themselves are affordably sourced. Map circulation like interior hallways. Generous paths let people wander without trampling plantings. Curved routes feel relaxed. Straight axes read dramatic and modern. Establish overlapping zones. A dining terrace near the kitchen, a lounge deck alongside a planter spine, and a tucked reading nook framed with trellis. Anchor each destination with a focal point. A fire bowl, bistro table, sculptural pot, or gentle fountain. Clear wayfinding prevents clutter and makes every corner purposeful. Lay a strong foundation with hardscape. Large format porcelain pavers create sleek, modern plains. Decomposed granite delivers relaxed European courtyard vibes. Concrete stepping pads floating over gravel look architectural. If warmth matters, composite decking resists weather while maintaining a clean finish. Mix only 2 or 3 surfaces to avoid visual noise. Choose permeable options to handle rain sustainably. With a smart base underfoot, plants become artful accents rather than a demanding, high-maintenance carpet. Consider a gravel courtyard for instant transformation. Compact a stable base, edge it neatly, and top with pea gravel or crushed stone. Add a geometric grid of stepping pads to guide movement and keep shoes clean. Gravel offers sound, sparkle, drainage, and affordability. Choose color carefully. Soft buff suggests Mediterranean charm, cool gray reads urban chic, and rose tones evoke desert romance. Rake occasionally to refresh patterns, and punctuate the surface with statement containers and lantern clusters. Love pattern. Pavers can draw like a pencil. Try herringbone for energy, stacked bond for clean minimalism, or a random ashlar mix for organic rhythm. Oversized slabs with wide joints feel gallery level and reduce grout fuss. Permeable versions invite rain to soak in, protecting foundations. For tight budgets, pair inexpensive concrete squares with decorative gravel joints filled with creeping thyme or black Mexican pebbles. Repeating geometry replaces lawn with structure, sophistication, and a quietly luxurious cadence. Decking brings indoor comfort outside. Composite boards stay color-true, resist splinters, and wipe clean after storms. Wood lovers might choose thermally modified ash or responsibly sourced cedar, sealed in a satin finish. Run boards lengthwise to elongate compact yards, or alternate directions to define zones without walls. Leave gaps for airflow and subtle drainage. Pair the deck with low, blocky planters and a built-in bench so seating becomes part of the architecture rather than scattered furniture. Plant with a xeric mindset for enduring beauty. Choose drought-tolerant species like lavender, rosemary, salvia, agave, feathergrass, and manzanita. Arrange in repeating drifts for rhythm, and vary heights for a layered silhouette that reads elegantly from every angle. Mulch with crushed stone or fine bark to suppress weeds and showcase sculptural foliage. This approach turns planting into jewelry for the hardscape, offering fragrance, movement, and seasonal bloom without thirsty turf or constant fuss. Create evergreen structure so the backyard looks composed every month. Mix clipped forms, boxwood balls or dwarf olives, with looser silhouettes such as Westringia, Artemisia, and compact conifers. Balance spiky textures from yucca or phormium with cascades of trailing rosemary. Use tall containers as architectural punctuation near corners or doorways. The play of shapes keeps interest high when flowers pause, ensuring your grass-free design stays polished through winter drizzle and summer heat. Raise the garden for drama and convenience. Thornton steel stacks stone, or timber sleepers form handsome beds that meet you at hip height. Fill with herbs, compact vegetables, pollinator flowers, and textured foliage for edible ornamental delight. Crisp edges contrast beautifully with gravel or deck boards, creating a living mural. Drip irrigation tucked beneath mulch delivers targeted water efficiently. Raised beds also define zones, replacing lawn with productive artistry and a sense of curated abundance. Containers are chameleons. Pick a consistent finish, matte black, sand-textured cream, or antique bronze, to unify varied shapes. Group tall, medium, and low vessels in triangular clusters for balance. Then repeat the arrangement across zones for rhythm. Mix evergreen anchors with seasonal color. Dwarf citrus, compact conifers, scented pelargoniums, and cascading dichandra. Containers excel in rentals, rooftops, or tight courtyards, delivering big botanical presence without committing to permanent beds or irrigation overhauls. Grow vertically to multiply square footage. Trellises, arbors, and narrow espalier frames lift foliage upward, freeing space for seating and paths. Choose star jasmine for perfume, climbing roses for romance, or passionflower for exotic flair. In modern yards, metal grid panels with trained olives or figs look striking. Vertical gardens buffer neighboring windows, soften fences, and provide shade. By moving greenery skyward, you avoid grass while still surrounding everyone with life and privacy. Invite shade without losing the sky. A slim pergola, slatted screen, or taut shade sail creates sculptural lines and pockets of comfort. Use structure to organize zones. Dining directly beneath, lounge offset to capture dappled light, and a reading perch where late sun glows. Materials matter. Powder-coated aluminum for crisp minimalism, cedar for warmth, or bamboo for breezy resort vibes. Integrate dimmable string lights along edges so evenings feel intimate, flattering, and perfectly composed for conversation. Prioritize seating that adapts. Modular sectionals reconfigure for parties, while built-in benches hug edges and conserve floor area. Choose performance fabrics in earthy neutrals, then layer pillows in clay, ink, or moss to echo surrounding materials. Low profiles keep sightlines open. Slender legs make decks feel spacious. Include nesting side tables and at least one generous ottoman to moonlight as extra seating. In grass-free yards, furniture becomes landscape. Shape it thoughtfully and it will guide movement gracefully. Nothing gathers people like a fire feature. A circular gas bowl encourages storytelling. A linear trough feels architectural and pairs beautifully with modern slabs. Surround with gravel or porcelain to protect surfaces and delineate the chat zone. Consider lava rock or tumbled pebbles for a refined finish. Keep nearby planters low and sculptural so flames remain the star. When evenings cool, this warm nucleus turns the backyard into a destination. No lawn required and almost zero ash. Balance heat with water's hush. A narrow rill tracing a path, a basalt column bubbling gently, or a wall-mounted spout pouring into a trough adds movement and serenity. These features use far less water than grass and lend resort polish. Repeat materials, matching stone, metal, or tile, to weave the story together. With controlled sound and minimal splash, the space becomes meditative, inviting conversation, reflection, journaling, or a quiet afternoon espresso ritual. Light deliberately for nighttime drama. Layer 3 types. Ambient glow from pendants or strings, task lighting near cooking and steps, and accents that graze textured walls or spotlight specimen plants. Warm temperature bulbs flatter skin and materials, while shielded fixtures protect dark skies. Place path lights at irregular intervals for a starlit feeling rather than an airport runway. With thoughtful lighting, a no-grass design shifts from daytime sculpture to evening theater effortlessly. Choose a restrained, modern palette for museum calm. Picture porcelain in soft gray, furniture frames in black, cushions in fog and ink, and planters in charcoal. Add silvery foliage, olive, artemisia, and blue fescue, and one bold note like black mondo grass for contrast. Keep lines linear and surfaces uninterrupted. This minimalist scheme highlights shadow, proportion, and material quality, turning the backyard into a serene gallery where every texture matters and the absence of lawn feels intentional. Prefer warmth? Channel Mediterranean elegance. Use buff gravel, terracotta pots, and creamy limestone pavers. Plant rosemary, lavender, olive, myrtle, and dwarf citrus for fragrance and movement. Textiles in paprika, saffron, and indigo echo sun-washed towns. A simple stuccoed bench with patterned cushions becomes a timeless focal point. This palette thrives in dry climates and celebrates low-water living, offering leisurely alfresco meals, twilight conversations, and effortless beauty without a single blade of grass. Craving a coastal vibe without kitsch? Work with crisp whites, sandy beiges, and cool blues. Combine bleached teak, light porcelain pavers, and pale pebbles that mimic shoreline textures. Plant grasses that sway, miscanthus, carex, and blue oat grass, then punctuate with silver hebe. Add rope detail lanterns and chunky knit throws for softness. The result feels breezy and restorative, perfect for morning coffee or evening mocktails, while the absence of grass keeps upkeep light and footprints clean. Bring spring energy with strategic containers. Group tulips, ranunculus, pansies, and scented herbs in low bowls near entrances and seating, then rotate to heat-loving combinations later. Use ceramic glazes that echo the hardscape so seasonal color feels integrated rather than temporary. Spring swaps offer instant refresh without redesigning the base plan. Because your foundation is gravel, paver, or deck, changing arrangements takes minutes. Repeat matching pots to create calm and avoid visual clutter. Autumn deserves its own stage. Lean into rust, ember, and plum through throw blankets, pillows, and ceramic planters. Choose foliage with fiery tones, Nandina, cottonus, or Japanese maples in containers, to echo seasonal skies. Add a low wood storage cube near the fire feature for cozy practicality. Replace summer herbs with ornamental kale and pansies. The no-grass layout collects leaves on hardscape, where quick sweeps make tidying easy and gatherings stay polished after breezy afternoons. Winter can still enchant. Rely on sculptural evergreens, glossy planters, and lantern clusters to create sparkle. Swap lightweight textiles for thick knits and faux fur throws in deep charcoal or forest. Consider a minimal holiday accent, an illuminated branch, a ribboned wreath on a trellis, or microlights threaded along a pergola beam. With crisp surfaces and defined edges, the space remains elegant through the quiet months, inviting hot chocolate chats and brisk stargazing. For summer, prioritize easy entertaining. A collapsible dining table expands for guests, while a bar cart glides between kitchen and terrace. Add an outdoor rug to define the lounge and protect bare feet from hot pavers. Choose quick-dry cushions and stash extras in a weatherproof bench. Potted basil, mint, and tomatoes near seating double as decor and garnish. Without lawn to water, weekends shift from chores to novels, playlists, and late-night laughter under string lights. Let's talk budget brilliance. Pea gravel remains one of the most cost-effective surfaces. Pair it with prefab concrete steppers to lead from house to seating. Borrow plants from friends or divide perennials to fill beds. Paint existing fences a deep shade to make inexpensive greenery look dramatic. Use solar path markers to avoid wiring. A few bold containers and a disciplined palette transform modest materials into a cohesive, high-design courtyard worthy of boutique hotels. Upcycle for character. Salvaged bricks become charming edging. Reclaimed timber morphs into a low bench. Old metal grates turn into trellises with instant patina. Combine found objects with refined pieces for layered storytelling. Ensure reclaimed materials are structurally sound and sealed properly. Then juxtapose them with pristine porcelain or crisp gravel so the contrast feels deliberate. This mix adds soul, keeps costs sensible, and prevents the yard from reading like a catalog or a construction site. Optimizing small spaces starts with negative space. Resist overfilling. Use built-in benches along edges, slim armless chairs, and round tables that encourage circulation. Lay pavers wall-to-wall to expand perceived width. Then float a single sculptural planter as a focal point. Choose vertical plantings and thoughtfully placed mirrors to bounce light. With no grass, every square foot works hard, blending comfort and clarity so even pocket-sized patios feel airy, refined, and unexpectedly generous during gatherings. Transform the side yard from forgotten strip to purposeful promenade. Install stepping pads set in gravel, line with aromatic herbs, and add wall-mounted lights at eye level for evening drama. A narrow console shelf can host potted collections or serve as a drink station during parties. Introduce a slim water feature to soften mechanical hums. Without grass battling shade or foot traffic, this corridor becomes a signature experience linking front, back, and daily routines elegantly. Handle slopes with rhythm and safety. Terrace using low retaining edges that double as casual seating, then stitch levels together with broad, shallow steps. Vary surface textures. Deck on one tier, pavers on another, gravel between to create distinct moods. Plant cascading ground covers and upright shrubs for contrast that stabilizes soil. Without turf to mow on angles, maintenance simplifies dramatically, while the sculpted topography turns your backyard into a layered amphitheater for conversation and views. designed for pets without lawn. Choose durable surfaces like porcelain, decomposed granite, or composite decking that hose clean easily. Create a dedicated dig zone filled with sand or soft mulch, and add low, soft ground covers between steppers for paw comfort. Provide shade, a water station, and a simple rinse area near the entrance. Raised planters protect delicate specimens. The result is a beautiful low-maintenance landscape that supports zoom eyes, naps, and wagging tails gracefully. Kid-friendly doesn't require turf. Install a chalkboard wall, a gravel digging pit with buried fossils, balance steps cut into pavers, or a low-climbing teepee dressed in vine. Choose outdoor poofs that double as play props, and store toys in a weatherproof bench. Soft rubber tiles beneath a pergola create a safe play lounge. With distinct zones and tidy edges, cleanup is quick, and the yard matures gracefully as interests evolve. No irrigation overhaul needed. Create a wellness corner where mornings begin gently. Place a platform of smooth pavers or timber for yoga. Orient it toward a calming view, and surround with scented plants like lemon balm, thyme, and jasmine. Add a slim bench for meditation and a small fountain for white noise. Keep the palette spared to encourage focus. This restorative pocket turns the backyard into a daily retreat, proof that serenity thrives without the maintenance drag of a thirsty lawn. Maintenance should be designed in, not bolted on. Favor materials that weather gracefully and refresh with simple tools. A stiff broom for gravel, a quick sweep for pavers, and an occasional oil for timber. Group plantings by water needs and feed with compost rather than fussy fertilizers. Install drip irrigation on timers, and set lighting to smart schedules. These small systems keep everything polished with minimal effort, freeing weekends for friends, books, and unhurried outdoor breakfasts. Sustainability elevates style. Choose permeable surfaces to reduce runoff, collect rainwater in decorative barrels, and route overflow to a gravel swale planted with natives. Swap chemical herbicides for thick mulch and hand weeding. Select locally quarried stone or recycled composites to lighten transport impact. Let plantings support pollinators, birds, and beneficial insects. When every element works with climate and ecology, the backyard feels grounded, ethical, and enduring. Luxury measured in longevity.